Hey guys, welcome to the channel, The Modern Survivalist, and in this case, I'll be reacting to a video that was suggested to me by someone either on YouTube or Instagram. You have my Instagram there below in the description. Also, you have the links there below in the description of the video to my books, Surviving the Economic Collapse and Street Survival Skills. Specifically for this topic, in Street Survival Skills, I have a bunch of chapters on using a knife for self-defense, defending yourself against someone attacking you with a knife, things that are usually taught in classes, things that not only make sense, but I've seen and I've shown it to you guys in videos here in the channel, those same things that I describe being used successfully when someone is attacking others with a blade of some kind. So let's get into this. This is 5 illegal knives. This is from a Spanish channel, Vida Salvaje Supervivencia, and he shows 5 illegal knives, of which none of them are actually illegal, but hey, still cool. So let's go check this out. I'll remove the sound here because it's all in Spanish, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So the first one he shows is this like corkscrew sort of knife, and here you have a bunch of myths going on with all of those holes. I've heard this many times. You probably heard it too, that oh, those holes are because when this thing goes into your body, it injects air into your system, and the air bubble gets to your brain, and you suffer an aneurysm, a stroke. No, that does not happen, right? If you're gonna get air injected into your body, it needs to be with a proper needle, a syringe. A crazy nurse injecting you with a bunch of air, and yeah, that may end up happening. You probably will get you will suffer that a lot. This is not the case. Getting cut and having an open wound, even with a hole in the blade, does not mean that air will be injected into your circulatory system. That's not how it works. You've been caught maybe a bunch of times. I've been caught many times as well. My wounds have been open and air could have flown in there. No. When you get cut, you start bleeding. That's basically what happens. And if you bleed a lot, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And something as nasty looking as this would seem as if, oh, dear God, that should be illegal. Well, how effective is this really at penetrating when it has to corkscrew its way through its little flesh? Not very much. And obviously it is the case that this hasn't been particularly successful, given that this is a weird-ass blade you never see. But hey, let's say that this is illegal for a few more clicks, and that's okay, that's fine. He does stab like a piece of cardboard with it. Let me show you that. So he shows, right? So the point would be, if I have a normal knife, he brings out a normal knife, right? If I have a normal knife, it does a normal knife cut, all right? If I have this super dangerous, illegal, non-illegal knife, it does other things. So that's the box. He stabs it with a normal blade, which is quite wide, and it's not going to be penetrating very much on flesh because that tip is not super, nice, but it has a wide blade, so this would nicely compromise a number of arteries if you're close to one or hit one directly. And now he stabs it with a weird thing. He shows this one as an example, but this is not the same thing. This is one of these triangular blades. The idea with the triangle is that, yes, it creates a different sort of wound, and people do make that point, and he does it about, oh, it's a lot more difficult to stitch up. Well, mostly this is about the rigidity of the ice pick that you're looking at here. You want something that does not break. It's intended to be used as a weapon. This is kind of the shape it will cut in. But mostly it's not so much about, oh, I'm going to make a weird blade shape so as to make it hard for people to stitch it up. It's more about, I'm making an ice pick. I'm going full head up. I'm going 100% for penetration rather than anything else. I just want something that penetrates very deep and easily, and I want something that is rigid. So that's why you make the triangle and you have the thing there, right? So that's the point. Oh, dear God, this would be a point if you're being attacked by cardboard boxes a lot. Usually, I've never been attacked by a cardboard box. I don't know about you. And the hole would be very different in a human being. Yes, it would be a nasty wound. I mean, damn, yes, this thing would definitely make a nasty wound if you're stabbed with it. That's not a doubt whatsoever. Now, I wonder how easy it is to penetrate beyond the first part here, especially when it starts corkscrewing its way through. And what is it? It rotates in your grip? That would be a neat feature if it's not fixed and it's just like rotating there. It's like a loose grip. It allows you to do like, that would be cool, I guess. But, I mean, it's been more than proven enough that a simple, long, pointy blade, that's what's used historically for reasons, many of them. And this is the same reason why you never see this thing around in the hands of soldiers or professionals or anyone, really. It is one of those weird blades that you never see. Let's move to the next illegal, maybe not so illegal blade, which is this plastic thing made, I think, by cold steel. Yes, these are in fact often, especially if you try to sneak them into airports, you'll end up in prison for a long time. This would be like a concealed weapon, specifically intended to disguise and not be detected by metal detectors, airports, that sort of thing. And there is this thing about, did cold steel make it for CIA, squirrely agents or whatnot? I don't know, man. Maybe there is a point in which this has a specific purpose. It has to be reinforced there in the tip because obviously that was the weak point. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you can stab the shit out of something with that thing. I don't doubt that whatsoever. And he stabs a piece of leather. Actually, I think he stabs several, and it goes through. Yeah, absolutely, it does. So that is very valid. It has a piece of metal, so as to not make it fully illegal, right? Some places. And here is where, yes, this may well be an illegal knife in some parts of the world. So that's why they add the metal ring, so as to, it has some metal on it, which is, of course, easy to remove, right? There you go, steps through this thing, and yeah, there you are. And then you have this blade, which is not illegal at all, at least not in most places. I mean, it could be, I don't know, the wasp dagger. All right, but he's not mentioning that one. This would be the next one. And here is where you do get to a knife that is at times illegal in some parts of the world. So this is a knuckle duster thingy here combined with a knife. There has been World War II era trench fighting blades similar to one he was showing before with a triangular blade. Well, not so much a blade as an ice pick, but at times it is illegal to have the brass knuckle. It is at times illegal depending on the legislation, but I've seen legislations that say that it's illegal to combine a blade with a brass knuckle, so that may be the case too. It will depend on where you are. Some parts it's illegal, some parts maybe not at all. Depends on your own legislation. It is definitely an intimidating blade, and combined, it had a good reputation. During war, people that use these things for trench fighting, they would say, yeah, it's a badass thing to bash people on the head. And you have not only, yeah, let's go back to the other mode there. Not only do you have the blade, the brass knuckle or plasticky or whatever, you have a skull crasher there too. So anything there that you're using to strike will cause some significant damage. So yeah, nice knife there. And yeah, it may well be illegal in some parts. A balisong butterfly knife, illegal in some places, maybe. I've seen some legislation that says, oh, butterfly knives are illegal. Okay, there's in most parts it's not. Maybe it's illegal to carry in some places. You know, definitely UK would probably be the place where you would not have this. Maybe there's a restriction on the blade length, so that's something to consider. But in many parts, there's not something specifically illegal about the butterfly knife, the balisong knife. That's why you see quite a bit of these. Then the last one is, yeah, he makes a point there about, I got cut with one of those things. So, and then he has the push dagger. Push daggers are at times illegal depending on where you are. You will have to check your local laws. But yeah, this is though a knife that is quite successful at what it's intended to do, being a defensive knife. This one has a very nice, decent length, though that's quite kind of nice. It's not exactly this. It's not exactly one of these KOR TDI things, but it's sort of like the idea of you punch and you have something that you have great retention. Now, in that case, it would be even more so the case because you're going for something that gives you like full control on the thing and it's very difficult to remove from someone. This is a bit of a shorter blade and it kind of works. It's okay. Combined with a nice sheath like this one, that's nice. But that I like it even better. It has a very pointy blade, very long for the size of it, and having had some of these before, it is great retention that you keep on those things. So as an alternative for concealed carry, it is a decent option. I won't say it's not. That is pretty large, pretty long for what it is. Anyway, guys, that's basically it. at this point, these are the 5 illegal knives and how practical or not they may end up being for defensive purposes. See you later, folks. Take care.